Many great horror movies have been released in 2022 and I have seen a lot of them, so I thought of making a personal top 10 list describing a little bit about them. And for the few ones I haven't seen, I might later update them on the list I created on Letterboxd, which you can get from the description. Anyway, let's not waste any time and hop on to it.
Thought I told you to fix the damn walker. You hear that?
Number 10. Nope. Directed by Jordan Peele, whose previous two films Get Out and Us were massive horror classics, Nope is rather a slow burn horror about a suspicious thing over the cloud.
What did you see?
It was big.
It centers around a sibling at a lonely gulch in California where they suspect something is above the cloud and decides to film it. However, things don't go as easy as they thought they would. Nope has a hazy colored tone that adds a unique tone of horror because there are little to no horror films that kind of follow the style of Nope. Although I could talk about its flaws, what's matter is that even being over 2 hours, it is not necessarily boring and a fine gripping horror film of 2022. Number 9. Pearl. Pearl is a gruesome origin story where things only go worse. This prequel of the same year released X is outstandingly performed by Mia Goth. Her performance here is easily one of the best for me of 2022, if not the best.
Life terrifies me. It's harsh and bleak and draining.
Pearl tells the story of a young woman trapped in her isolated home with a religious mother and paralyzed father in the early 20th century where she desires to be a star. But being trapped with her possessive mother, she fails to follow her dream and slowly grows insane. Pearl is good at reflecting the realism of horror than anything supernatural. It has a great understanding of the mindset of a psycho killer and how one grows to be one.
I love you, Daddy, but this is no way to live.
Pearl?
Number 8. Fresh. Fresh is better when one knows nothing about it. I went in with no idea and for a lot of it I thought it was a romantic comedy until I realized it was not. Fresh tells the story of a young woman with terrible luck in dating, meeting an interesting man at a supermarket and engaging in a good relationship with him. As she grows fonder of him and decides to go on a trip he suggested, she finds out that he is a cannibal and is going to sell her meat.
I'm gonna sell your meat.
The film is shot well and has an interesting process of taking its audience in with its genre blending. It is easily one of the creepiest horror films that I have seen in my recent memory and it will haunt me throughout the year for its all good bits.
What does it taste like?
Number 7. Prey. Action horror is a fascinating genre and Prey is one of its latest. From the Predator franchise, Prey is the fourth film set in the early 18th century where the lead character is Naru, a fierce warrior among her tribe that gets haunted by the deadly Predator. Naru, being a woman, always gets underappreciated for her abilities, but she desires to catch the haunting predator herself while everyone else fails. But despite her courage, the predator seems to be unbeatable with its extreme supernatural powers and protections. Prey is both stylish and haunting. The performance by Amber Mindhunter is excellent and so is the cinematography, which combinedly makes it a memorable film. Number 6. The Black Phone. The Black Phone is a supernatural horror film based on the short story by Joe Hill about a young boy who gets abducted by a child killer and is locked in his basement. His only hope of being saved is picking up the calls from the killer's previous victims.
It doesn't work.
They call him and advise him of the way out they could think of but could not complete.
There's a dirt section of the floor in the hallway where the tile is loose.
Okay.
Dig down underneath the foundation. I tried, but there wasn't time for me to dig up and out the other side.
The Black Phone is a beautiful old-age horror drama that is enlightened with Ethan Hawke's creepy character and some great child performances. It is not extraordinary in its filmmaking, but the story has personally fascinated me in many ways. It was ideally wholesome and thoroughly engaging with its original plotline.
You say one fucking word, and I will gut you like a pig right here in the street.
Number 5. Barbarian. Barbarian is the most successful horror movie of 2022. Although I wouldn't call it my favorite, it has a lot in it. The plot here revolves around a woman who rents a house on Airbnb and reaching the house finds out a guy is already living in there.
I'm sorry, who are you?
What? Who are you?
They mutually decide to live together for the night because the neighborhood is creepy, but the inside of the house is not any less creepy either. I would not claim the ending of the film to be anything superficial, but the story build-up is great. Justin Long's character feels like an extra, but his performance delights, and the shocking jump scares also work. Overall, this is definitely one of the best horror films of 2022 that you simply cannot miss. Number 4. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Now this one tells the story of a few rich young adults who engages together in one of their father's mansion.
Sweet.
It is more of a social horror than anything supernatural. The fake relationships between the characters are the real fun of this film.
Where's Max? You're not responding to my texts.
It's about a group of rich young adults who play a game called Bodies, 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 which is basically Among Us but in person. And in between the game, when someone actually dies, things go awry between them.
Are you serious? Did you just fucking shoot me?
This is a horror comedy that also has a great ending. The performances are fascinating, and much like most A24 films, the cinematography is oddly catchy, which all combine to be an engaging watch.
I'm at the other stairs.
Number 3. Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil is the kind of horror film that leaves you with a sore feeling. It is a horror movie without any paranormal stuff. The conventional social embarrassments at the core of its tragedy. It talks about a Danish family who goes on a vacation in Italy and meets with a Dutch family there. They grow a fondness of one another, and the Dutch family invites them to stay in their home. They decide to do so, but staying there, they bear the trouble of trying to maintain their politeness while the other part is continuously unpleasant.
Alsjeblieft, want ik word er een beetje gek van.
Stop telling my daughter what to do. It's not up to you to tell my daughter what to do, okay?
Speak No Evil is a well-written and well-performed drama that explores the kind of horror I think has hardly been explored, a cringe-inducing horror. Number 2. Watcher. Watcher is a perfectly paced drama about a woman who is being watched in her new apartment. After moving to Romania with her husband and being mostly alone in her new apartment, she witnesses a figure from the front building keep watching her. After many speculations, the figure still keeps on watching her the same without ever moving. Watcher had personally engrossed me more than most films this year. It was thoroughly gripping and intense. The plotline avoided being cliched despite the central idea was not very original. The performance by Micah Monroe, who has played such characters many times previously, did a great job here and made it 2 times more intense. Number 1. X. This for me is the best horror film of 2022. I had extreme fun watching this.
I've seen you sneaking a few long peeks at Jackson over here.
No, I wasn't
okay.
looking.
You don't mind none.
She's right. I don't mind.
It talks about a group of friends in the 1970s who visit a remote place in Texas to shoot porn, where lives a creepy old couple who ends up being much more dangerous than they could ever imagine.
Maybe we should just go find your husband.
X has the well-known structure of any good old slasher movie, but its originality lies in its special plot. It is not merely fun because of how stunningly the gore is done, but how much interesting take it has on sex work, the questions, and the obsessions with it.
I want to be in the movie.
No.
Because no.
The performances are great, the shock elements are well put, and the characters are equally hilarious and engaging, which all combinedly make a dish that seems to be both hot and cold. So that was it. Let me know your personal favorite horror film of 2022 in the comment box, and until then, this is just it, and keep watching films.